Guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Abby. If you're joining for the first time, my name is Abby and I'm so good to have you here. Thank you for clicking. Thank you for clicking. I speak about life, intentional living, and enjoying your everyday life, basically. And in this video, I want to speak to you about the importance of routines and life rhythms and how they enrich your life. So this is very strange that I'm the one speaking about this topic because I never used to be that person that had that followed a structure, a routine, or a rhythm for her life. But that just goes to tell you that people can change and you have the ability to become anything you set your mind to. So yes, I started to think about how impactful rhythms and routines are for your life, how they're important to your life, and how they help you have some form of grounding and stability for your life. And then I started to reflect about how growing up as children, our parents encourage us and sort of not even encourage us without our permission. They put us into a life of system, rhythms, and routines. So in the morning, you knew that when you wake up, you brush your teeth, you have your bath, you get dressed, eat breakfast, go to school. And for me, growing up, one of the things that we did in primary school was when we came back from school, just because I grew up in Nigeria and the weather was very hot, the first thing we did when we came back from school was we went to have our baths and then we had our lunch. And there was a period where we always had afternoon siesta. We'll have siesta, and then in the afternoon we'll have siesta, we'll eat, have lunch, have siesta, and then we would do sort of like your house chores. So if it's your duty to wash the dishes or clean up, you do that. And then in the evening, really after doing our assignments, homework and all, in the evening we would sort of hang out with friends, relax and play. One of the routines that I enjoyed doing growing up as a child was listening to the radio in the evenings. I really loved it a lot. And also watching TV and those soap operas that we loved to watch in the evening. I enjoyed that. So for us as children, having that routine just gives us some balance. We didn't know the importance, but now as an adult, I see how routines are so important in terms of they help you to give you stability. And funny thing is, in my research, I found out that routines and structures actually promote your mental health, like both your physical and your mental health. For me, I see now that routines give me it makes me feel like I'm in control of my life. Yes, it makes me feel like I'm in control of my life. As children, having routines help us to build and cultivate healthy habits. You know that you brush your teeth every morning when you wake up, you have your bath, and hopefully these habits follow you along into adulthood. And I'm hoping that till today you still brush your teeth every morning and have your bath every morning, hopefully. And even as children, like some people used to brush their teeth twice a day, and that habit and routine stuck with them even to adulthood. I remember hearing that someone used to fold his laundry before he puts them in the laundry bin. I was like, wow, that's different. But also I remember how we also used to put our laundry in the laundry basket growing up as children, and then we would wash the laundry. We'll do our laundry on Saturdays. That was like part of our Saturday routine. We'll do our laundries on Saturdays. I'll make my hair on Saturdays as well, every Saturday. This routine gave balance, helped me to cultivate healthy habits as a child. And so in adulthood, when there's nobody lording over you or making sure you're doing things, it's very important to, by yourself, cultivate these healthy routines, habits, and just a rhythm to your life. It really would help you with your mental health, help you manage stress and things like that. Obviously, nobody's saying that you need to have like a daily structure and, morning you do this, afternoon you do this, and night you do this and stick to it. Not everybody, it doesn't work for everybody. But truth is that there are certain habits that you want to cultivate. You can add them into either your daily routine or a weekly routine. In this video, I'm going to share some of my daily and weekly routine and habits, as well as practices that I do that really help to nourish my life. Okay. So one important reason why I advise you to be intentional about creating your own daily, weekly routines and rhythms is because if you don't consciously create that, you unconsciously fall into the habits of bad routines and bad, life system. You fall into that. I'm sure that I'm not the only one who has had periods of time where literally you go to work or you go to school, you come back, you eat, you just watch Netflix or scroll through social media, sleep, and you repeat the same thing. That is a routine, you see. But if you're not conscious about creating the kind of routine you want, you end up falling into unhealthy routines. So you can decide and say, oh, how do I want to feel? And what kind of routines and habits will help me create this? And include them into your life. One of my priceless routines, I was telling my friend yesterday how taking walks, it just nourishes my soul. It nourishes my soul and it doesn't cost anything. I literally just go out and take a walk. So having that routine, and I try to do it every day or at least weekly, taking long walks, leisure walks, it grounds me and it helps me. So if you're looking for routines to include in your life, you might want to consider taking walks. Good for your physical and your mental health. I also have this practice of having like a weekly Sunday reset and prep time. So I block it on my calendar. 4 to 6 p.m. every Sunday. I sort of just I bring out my before I used to use a journal, but now I just use my iPad. I bring it out, I block my calendar and say, oh, I want to do this. Just note like 2 or 3 goals that I want to achieve that week. And then I include, the dates I want to have them done. Just sort of like map my calendar and see what I have to do. That is a practice that helps me feel like I'm in control of my life, helps me move at a healthy pace and a healthy rhythm. Like things are not bombarding me. Yes, definitely. There's some times where your routines and your schedules are out of your control, but having these practices help you to feel in control of what's going on. You can, itemize everything you have on your plate, break it down. When can you achieve this? When can you achieve that? And you just sort of have better control. In the periods where I fall out of rhythm and I'm just living my life haphazardly, I feel overwhelmed, stressed, and I just feel like my life is rolling like in a ball, just out of control and spiraling. But when I go back to this, my routine of, planning my week, they help me. And I also used to do like a weekly meal prep because I hate staring at the fridge and thinking, what am I going to eat? I don't like it. Not like I like having like a fixed timetable. No, I sometimes will switch it up. So on Fridays or Saturdays, and even my housemates, like routines and rhythms, you can rub it off on people. You can. I got an email this week from an old friend who was telling me how, she likes Thursdays. Thursdays are my favorite day of the week. And now she picks Thursday as a day to do something nice for herself because it has been a practice that I held on to from childhood and just deciding that Thursdays are the days that I like. And I used to have it on my calendar before. Do something nice for yourself, Abby, every Thursday. I used to have it. If I have a screenshot of that, I will include it. But I used to have it on my calendar, do something nice every Thursday because it was like my practice. It was my routine. It was my rhythm to try a self-care activity on Thursday. Another routine that some of my friends and families have picked up is like my housemates from this year or last year and this year where I lived. They knew that every Sunday, Abby will be cooking for 2 hours. Like I will meal prep, I'll plan everything. I'm going to include videos of some of my meal preps for the week. I will lay everything out. I'm like, oh, at least just have the basics so that I'm not thinking of what to eat. I'll do my food shopping and then I'll prep my meals for the week. I used to do that every Sunday. It was part of my Sunday rituals and routines and rhythms. It really helped me. So my housemates just knew that I did that. Another one that I did and I've got my family and friends involved in is catch-ups. I used to call my daddy every Sunday when I moved to the UK till now. And my daddy already has taken it. My daddy's not the one I used to call up, but when I used to always do it every weekend, he sort of, grew on him. He'd be like, oh, I didn't call you this Sunday. Or he just knew that he had to call me every Sunday after church. We just fell into that rhythm. Because I was intentional about keeping in touch with my family and friends, I added it to my weekly to-do list on Sundays. It's just like my catch-up time. I'll call family and friends. Sometimes at the beginning of the week, I'll have a list of people that I haven't reached out to. I'll just note it in my calendar or in my notes to call and check on this person. And then on Sunday, I start to call and then I tick off. It grounds me. It nourishes my soul. I'm intentional about cultivating my heart, my soul. Do you know what? I was thinking about the scripture today, how, in 3 John, Bible says that I wish above all things that you prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. I was thinking about it. I was like, what is soul prosperity? It's when like your mind and your soul are in harmony, are in sync. You're not chaotic. There's balance. Things are even. That's what routine and rhythms do to you. They help you live in soul prosperity. They do. They ground your life. So it's important to start to do this. So yeah, that's part of like my own routine. I used to do my Sunday, check in with myself, review my week. Same Sunday as well, or Saturday, I'll do my meal prep for the week. Sunday, I'll check in with family and friends. Every day, I try to do a walk, just be in nature, just be outside. See, it heals the soul. I don't know how to say it, but it does heal the soul. Being outside, for me anyways, being outdoor really does something for me. So I try to do it. So that's the thing with creating routines and rhythms. When you notice the things that work well for you, you're intentional about including it into your every day or your every week. I know that taking walks really relaxes me. So I'm intentional about setting reminders to take walks. I know that reaching out to my family and friends are important to me. So I put it in my calendar and I make it a habit by continually practicing it. I know that checking self-care with myself is important to me. So I put it on my calendar and I have every Thursday to self-care. So I'm also flexible because I'm a very spontaneous person, but I also like to put structure to the things that are important to me. So I have a running list of activities and self-care activities that I do that nourish my soul. Then I have it on my calendar to do a self-care activity every week. So I'm spontaneous in the fact that I can pick any of the activities to do, but I'm intentional about doing them, about nourishing my soul. So that's an important life enriching rhythm, routine, and ritual that helps. So my Thursday self-care, even my finances too, is important to me. So I do a weekly and monthly financial check-in. That financial thing, I have it on lockdown. I'm very intentional about my financing, budgeting. If you need help with that one, comment. I'm going to do a video about how I do my weekly and monthly finance check-in with myself. I do that. And then one thing I used to do before, I don't do it all the time now, is I used to set an alarm for 8 p.m. every day. And the alarm, when it goes off, it just says, Abby, what 3 things are you grateful for today? And sometimes I'll write it down in my journal. I have a digital journal I love. It's called Journey. I like it because I can look back at my entries, my calendar, and just see what I was thinking, include pictures. So there was a time where when that alarm goes off, I'll open my journal app and just write 3 things I'm grateful for. It helps me maintain that rhythm of gratitude and focusing on the important things. So yes, so gratitude and journaling, those are rhythms that you can include, even exercise, the rhythms you can include 3 times a week. It just grounds you. It grounds you. And it's an act, if you feel like you're building your life brick by brick, habits by habits, systems, structure, processes, things that enrich you. It's a lovely practice to include. So I think it's something you should do. Remember, as children as well, I mentioned that Saturdays we'll do our laundry. That's also another rhythm that you can include. Saturdays, just refresh your space, clean up, do your laundry, organize yourself. Those are good rhythms to include. So those are some of my rhythms that have enriched my life. If I remember anyone else, I'll put it in the description. And if you have any rhythm, routine, or ritual that has enriched your life, please drop it in the comment box. And thank you for watching. Share with your friends. I hope you enjoyed this video. Also, let me know what you want me to talk about next. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you, and see you in my next video. Doodles!